Hello everyone, it's Natasha. In today's video, I'm going to review Creative Writing Book 1 by Creative Word Studio. The author is Jennifer Yoder. This is a creative writing curriculum designed for middle school students. I have my, I guess you could say, rising 6th grader using this right now. She's just finishing up 5th grade this week. And so I wanted to show you kind of inside and show you the format of the lessons. I do have it marked off where I want to show you to kind of take you through a typical sequence of how the lessons work. So you'll see that it follows a pattern. The lesson number's at the top, and then at the very top you can see that it says assignment, and this is a free writing assignment. And so that's kind of how each, I don't know, section, they're not really divided into sections, but this is kind of how the flow goes. It starts with a free writing activity, and so it gives you some kind of prompt. And the idea with the free writing is that the student will just literally free write what comes to their mind. And as it goes through the curriculum, it walks them through like what to do if they get stuck and nothing comes to their mind, and that sort of thing, to get those creative juices flowing. And so that is what the free writing is all about. Then it goes into a mini writing exercise, and then a reading response, and then a mini writing exercise, mini writing exercise. Then we're back to the free writing. So that's how it goes. Free writing, in this case, they're kind of reviewing grammar here, but really it's about what part of speech are you? So it's very well creative. And then we go into the mini writing exercise, the reading response, mini writing exercise, mini writing exercise. Now, some of these have this little star up here, and that means it's a gold lesson. And in a gold lesson, you should have the student edit and revise until they are perfectly happy with their paper. So for us, that means that she will do her rough draft in here, but then she'll edit it. She can get my help with that if she wants, and she'll type it up, make any corrections, make sure it looks really nice, and submit that for grading. Now, in the back of the book here, there is a rubric for grading gold pieces. It says attitude and effort is 20 points. Follow directions, priority given to the learned skill. So in other words, did they focus on that skill that they learned? 10 points. Interesting, creative, and personal, 10 points. Punctuation, grammar, 5 points. Spelling, neat, handwriting, 5 points. So for this, since I have my daughter type it, that's more the spelling than the handwriting. And then points for doing the writing for 100 points total. And then we have 10 writing tips towards captivating writing. And so anytime you see those gold lessons, those are going to be the ones that are kind of turned in for points. Now, I don't actually give my middle schoolers report cards, but it is good. They do, I find that my middle schoolers have always tried to achieve those points even if they weren't getting a report card, if that makes sense. So also, I think learning how to follow a rubric also really helps students, because a rubric is really valuable as they get older into high school and even college, because when they're in college, they're given rubrics for all their assignments and they can see exactly what they're going to be graded on. And I feel like rubrics take the guesswork out of the assignment. They know what they're going to be graded on, and as you can see, this is very easy to follow. It's not so much stressed on, if it's done perfectly, but did they try? I mean, that's what that rubric really says to me, is did they try? And so not did they write one sentence when it says to write a paragraph. So did they actually try? Down here, you also see little student tips. Like this says, this is a gold piece lesson. Restudy, edit, and revise your work. Refer to the rubric on the back page of the book for writing tips. Please write the final draft on the following blank page for your teacher to grade. So that's saying right here, again, I prefer to have those typed, and those are kept. I keep them in a binder. I keep all of the work that I want to keep, if that makes sense, in a binder every year. That's how I do it in my homeschool, but I'm not required to keep records. I just like to keep those things in a binder. So those are like the most important things. And so that's what I do for each year. So those gold writing lessons are ones that are, you know, savable. And then we have free writing, mini writing exercise, reading response, mini writing exercise. When you see this symbol here, this means grab a friend. Now, if your child is an only child or doesn't have a friend, I shouldn't say doesn't have a friend, doesn't have a friend right there in their house at that moment, that's what I meant, then you, the parent, could be the friend in this case. It just means you're working together with somebody to bounce ideas off of. So in that case, this would be great to do yourself too, if you're the parent working with the child. Now, if you have more than one child that are close in age, like I do, even if your other children are not necessarily working on this, you can still have them work on this, if that makes sense. So in other words, I can pair up my 11-year-old with my 15-year-old and ask my 15-year-old to work on this lesson with her. Or I can, and so then my 11-year-old's bouncing off ideas with my 15-year-old, or not vice versa, but kind of like the opposite direction. I can have my 11-year-old pair up with my 9-year-old, and she can almost be the teacher, because we all know when we teach something, we are thoroughly learning it ourselves. So those are just some ideas if, you know, you're not doing this in a co-op situation. But this would be fantastic to do in a co-op situation too. And so this is a Christian curriculum. And so I really enjoy this. My daughter actually asked if this company creates any more curriculum besides this. She meant in other subjects, because she really liked how this was formatted and just the layout of it. It's very non-intimidating, and so she really enjoyed that. So I just kind of wanted to show you towards the end here. So 75 lessons, so obviously this is not something you'll want to do every day unless you want to get this done in a semester, in which case then you might want to do it every day. So let me show you an example of a lesson that my daughter did, and I just thought this was super cute. So why is getting ready for church sometimes a long process? And she said, because you want to look nice and you sometimes wake up late. And what are 2 things your dad does when he gets home from work? And she said, my dad works from home. And if your house was on fire, what 3 things would you grab? Shoes, a change of clothes, and her Awana book. I just thought that was adorable. But anyway, so this is an example of a mini writing exercise. And then we've got on the back, would you rather go skydiving or write a book? How could we make Monday mornings more enjoyable for everyone? Don't be a grouch when you wake up. Isn't that good advice? I think everybody can take that advice to heart. If you want to make Mondays better, don't be a grouch to everyone. And how would you feel if Jesus walked in the door right now? And excited to see Jesus, and her favorite author, Susan K. Marlowe. So as you can see, you know, these can be, you know, very simple, but then they can get, you know, more complex when they're doing those gold lessons or those shared writing exercises. I really do like the reading response too, because they can see writing that is well done, and then they can respond to it with the questions here. And so, but it's very, very non-intimidating, and I think that is what my daughter likes. I also like the physical book itself. The cover is very nice. I feel like it's very warm and engaging, and I love that it's spiral bound, so you can open it up and fold it over, because there is nothing worse than having a book that doesn't hold open flat when you're trying to write. So I appreciate that about it too. So overall, we have loved this curriculum. I think it is a really great fit for her. And I'm going to leave a link down below where you can find this curriculum. There's also a book 2 if you're interested in that. And there's going to be more reviews from other moms from the Homeschool Review Crew. And some of them have reviewed the second book as well. So you can kind of see both of those and see what might be best for your child. And so let me know if you have any questions down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you love all things homeschool. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.